I wanted us to discuss how we're actually going to frame this question, because obviously this is quite a typical question, that gets banded around. But I didn't want to be the one to dictate the rules for this, because there are lots of different ways we can approach it. So what do you reckon? Is it king for the day and then you go back to your normal life?
What kind of monarchy are we talking about?
Well, that's also part of it, right? Are we an absolute monarch? Are we a constitutional one, which is basically a waste of time, right? You want to be the absolute one because it's the most interesting answers.
I guess for this hypothetical, yes.
Yes. And I suppose, are we free from consequences for that day? What's the...
day, maybe.
Do we eat breakfast that day?
I can't comprehend that question.
No.
If I'm going to be king for a day, I'm having an amazing breakfast.
Yeah, that's kind of my approach to it. Is I'm not going to do anything too crazy, because...
Order one of the servants to change the smoke alarm batteries.
It's funny you say that. I walked past a Turkish barber today and I heard a chirp. I'm not even joking. Me and Stelios walked past it and I was like, did you hear that? And he's just like, wait. And then went beep. And I was like, every time.
Turks confirmed non-white.
It's wonderful that the smoke alarms is just such a versatile piece of technology, isn't it?
It sort of gives you away.
It does, yeah. So, okay, we're going to go... We're going to go with absolutism.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose there's a certain art to concealing if we get up to anything nefarious as king once we stop being king the next day. So I think that there's got to be some sort of challenge to it, right? And what can we do? The sort of aim is, what is the sort of maximal level of destruction?
No, but isn't the idea you're such an absolutist king of yore that you can just do anything you want anyway in an ongoing fashion? Why does that have to be for a day?
Well,
who's going to stop you?
That's true. You could try and extend your powers. That is one of the things that did cross my mind. And I think that if I were king for a day, that would probably be one of the ways I would start.
Oh, I see the segment's called King for a Day, so it has to be a day now. I just thought
it doesn't have to be, because I've set the question.
It has to be.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be.
Okay, Callum has spoken.
I think you've taken a bit literally your own premise. King for a day means what's all the stuff you would do? You're thinking about, what do I do the next day? Will you be in the stocks or whatever? That defeats the whole the concept of the game.
Are you saying that basically anything we do as king for a day will have consequences the next day?
Because that ruins the whole thing. Yeah. I do nothing.
Right.
I'd be really nice to the people and say, you should all pay less tax. Goodbye. It doesn't work at all.
What a waste of a day.
Yeah.
And I'd get so many people hanged.
Okay.
The next day you'd be hanged, or you'd be fleeing to Holland or something.
No, because all the people who'd want me dead would be dead.
Right.
24 hours.
What about your relatives you don't know about coming from overseas? I don't know. I see. It's got to be just your king today. You do what you want, right? There can't be consequences.
All right.
Sorry, I came in quite aggressive for the guests. No, do what you guys normally do. I don't know how this works.
If you have a massive blood orgy, I feel like people are going to be pretty miffed about that the next day.
What's a blood orgy?
You've just autistically defeated the whole point of the game, which is what are the cool things you'd want to do.
No, but I was saying, so what cool things would you do that you could get away with as well?
Consequences. What a boring game.
Well, Carl had the perfect idea of what if I just hang all the people that would then cause me trouble the next day? Well, then, yeah, you fixed it. You've played the game and won.
Right. Have your little game.
So are we basically speed running Diocletian? Is that what we're doing?
What's that?
I'll just do a load of reforms and then retire to farm cabbages. Yeah.
Kind of, I guess.
If you want to, yeah. Okay. If you want a blood orgy, do that.
I don't know if Diocletian
still haven't defined what a blood orgy is.
Probably not.
Callum.
No, I don't think I want to.
Do I Google it, or is it going to be...
I don't think I would.
All right.
Like the police? How much do you like the police?
Not very much.
No, well, never mind then. Don't do it.
Okay, well, does anyone have any ideas yet?
Well, he had one.
I've got a few, but
all right.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I do want to be employed by the end of this, Carl. Don't get imprisoned.
All right, what if we're king of Minecraft for a day? Is that different?
The FBI have that on the list of non-credible defenses in court now. So
is that genuinely true?
Do you not remember there was some leaked documents where the FBI were informed that if someone says in their private chats in Minecraft, they don't really mean in Minecraft.
Oh, really?
So the FBI know.
Tate used that up in some very big streams where he kept saying in Minecraft. He ruined that for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I would definitely bring back death penalty. I already said that today, though. So can I just say that as a starter? That's one. Bang. Done.
So are we starting at midnight? And then going to the next
Let's have a full 24 hours, shall we?
Yeah, so that's 1 a.m. 1 a.m. you pass the law of death.
Sorry, murderers. Just I don't know why I'm typing. I wouldn't be typing if I was the king. Just immediately. I don't know if it'd be for obviously for the things that people want it for, as I discussed earlier. Child murder, terrorist murder, multiple murders, but maybe just for all sorts of things. You know, like
Petty
almost like,
theft.
that person who destroyed Lloyd Balfour.
Bloody code.
That Lloyd Balfour.
Bloody code.
Right. But you know, the Lord Balfour painting the eco-terrorist people.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is, but they would be, they're gone. Definitely for that.
I don't know, man.
In Minecraft.
I
You
think
can't
I'd be willing to institute a sort of Saudi policy. It's like, offer the hand for that. Because then
Or a
everyone
moderate
knows that you defaced that statue or something, right?
I lived in the time of Benjamin.
Yeah, but no, you, like deface a public piece of art and you lose a hand.
know
Then all the Black Lives Matter people, all the Just Stop Oil people, it's going to be great.
But if they get a hook on their hand, surely that's going to make it easier.
You know what's funny about your
Look,
policy?
you'll know what.
It's like a fantasy. What I do as king for a day. It's just an average Tuesday in Saudi Arabia. Like, that's like so attainable. Like what we always do. Yeah. That's,
So anyway, Saudi
that's his
Arabia's
biggest cock, I think.
border policy. Can I say
I'd
that?
agree.
What do you
with
do
that
with
too.
the hands?
You burn them or whatever they do with.
Nail them to the door of the
medical
Communist
waste. I
Party
don't
of Great
know.
Oh,
Britain.
yeah, you send them. What's that film where they send the hand? You just send the hand to your
I'm going
enemy.
to high five it. What? Like, what am I
Well,
supposed
it's
to do
just
with
not
that?
very creative.
Very giant throne of hands.
Yeah, hands for the hand throne. I don't,
Rapidly
I don't
upscale.
actually need a throne of hands.
They don't need it. It's nice to
I
have.
just want them to stop defacing artwork.
It's not on my must-haves list.
make a hat. Make some chainmail. I don't know.
What?
All those
I don't
little
really want
bones.
their
Oh, what
gross
kind of
hands touching
terrifying
me.
ruler are you if you don't have a throne of hands?
It
would be very
not
aesthetic,
that
wouldn't it? It'd be
terrifying.
scary.
I
It's interesting you
suppose.
focus on the shame.
I'm not going to be
aspect.
the king of Benin now. Jesus, like
You can have a rosary
king
of
of ear.
ears and things like that.
You mainly want the people shamed. It's not something like that.
Yeah.
That one. It's like they'll only happen once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone will know, oh, you're missing a hand. Oh, you're that prick.
So I think when the clock strikes like 12, you've got to immediately ramp up rope production, right? 'Cause
It is.
I think there's probably enough rope in existence.
It's
I'm
bad, it's
gonna
bad luck for
repurpose
factory
some.
workers who just lost a hand, though, isn't it? They're shamed the whole time. Could there be a special badge like not stealing from? You know what I mean?
We can get them prosthetic hands, I mean, surely.
Oh,
give them a hand that's
But the
been
others are not
painted
allowed.
by an
Yeah, yeah,
artist.
yeah.
I get
It's
it.
like a sort of signal, a nice hand-painted hand.
Issue is with rope. I don't think we have any domestic rope production anymore.
But speaking
So-
of hands,
Post-industrial Britain fails
Yeah.
again.
speaking of hands, I think we could agree that the invisible hand of the market would preempt. So if we knew Carl Benjamin was becoming king, the rope producers of China would think, okay, well,
Yeah, but you want domestic production.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, okay,
you want homegrown
oh, I don't kill anyone with that forward rope.
English rope makers. Right?
honestly though, like if we're going down this road, like actually cutting off the hands of Just Stop Oil is low down on my list, right?
right.
Smaller injustices, yeah.
I mean, if we've got some time in the evening, then maybe I'll get around to it.
What-
But I'd just be thinking maximum chaos.
What about gibbeting people?
Gibbeting,
Again,
what is that?
I think you're
We
thinking too
put them in
small.
a cage and hang them off a cliff
Like-
or whatever.
I would want utter chaos that would take months and months and months to resolve.
So a bit like Sharky and
No, like literally, I'd do something like you were suggesting that Boris should have done with the devolved parliaments. Just like 1201, right? Everything shut down, right? Demolish.
Here's your pension. Goodbye.
Demolish the Palace of Westminster. No more parliament anymore.
I'm not sure.
What now?
or quite
Like,
literally demolish it.
maybe not demolish it, but refurbish it into a library or something, right? But like just dissolve
lavatory.
parliament, destroy the devolved parliaments, get rid of the Supreme Court, just do stuff that is going to have ramifications for years that they're going to be like, oh my God, how do we deal with
You've
this?
given me a good idea. I'm going to change all the road signs around London so you can never find it. You'll never be able to navigate there following the road sign.
Wall off London, yeah.
Well, I would rip up all the motorways. Firstly, that's the first thing I do.
Yeah.
Bring back horse and carriage.
Like a sort of Hitchens program. These not starting to sound like the Joker.
You know what?
No,
ought to do it.
there was no predicting that. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, because it helps my railway policy, doesn't it?
Oh, right.
I don't know about.
Oh, great.
railway
Now
costs.
you
He
thought
loves
the railways were
railways.
bad enough as
He
it
wants the
was.
trains to run on time. What is it?
No, I would
You just-
reinstate every single rail line cut by beaching, ban cars, ban motorways, and then horse and
Well,
cars.
funny thing is-
Banning cars, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that your sort of
Raw chaos there.
Yeah.
Rory's fantasy absolute is just a Peter Hitchens Mail on Sunday column, like exactly the same. The automobile has caused numerous problems. Like,
Me and Hitchens are probably quite similar to be honest.
yeah.
Do you also
you can think
shoot all
bigger.
cannabis smokers like Peter Hitchens?
I'll cut your hands off.
Hands, yeah.
We'll see you on the district line.
You're saying hands plural or hands because it's many people in one hand? When you say hands,
Hands,
both are hands.
or maybe like half a lung or something.
So long.
Take-
Cut
It's
out.
going to be like
Oh,
Basil
symbolic.
the Bulgar Slayer.
Yeah.
Weeds.
You don't care about your lungs? Neither do I. Yeah, I see what you're going for there.
Just take off.
You
these
don't care
two
about your lungs, the
fingers.
state will take them. That's what I say.
Wow.
Trying to think
People
of what
walk around
else.
without lungs, just shame.
Mm.
Wow.
I would just want to pettily inconvenience other people. I think that would be my approach. I wouldn't really be too nefarious. I just want to be a nuisance.
I need to take another look at your psychological profile. Like, aren't you a psychologist?
Yes,
Kind of an evil one. I just want to.
that's true.
Hold on, give us an example of nuisances that you'd institute.
I would randomly dig holes and cover them with leaves with spikes in the
I
bottom.
feel like that'd take more than one day.
I'd do a few.
You gotta
and-
do
and
something
put
legend.
cameras up just to see what happens.
I don't feel like there's a lot of things you could do as a king in one day. Like,
No.
It was got to
I
be
can't do
legislated.
my road policy in one day, can I?
Well,
Not with that
but
attitude.
You could ban cars, right?
Yeah, but
So-
like the cars will still be sat there. You need to get rid of the cars. If you don't ban your car today, sorry, if you don't, I don't know, drive your car off the cliffs of Dover today, you're gonna get
Well,
executed.
you've got the Air Force, you've got the Navy, and you know where the roads are.
We don't have that many bombs.
Do we not?
No.
Oh.
We sent them all to Ukraine.
Okay.
I've
The
got
one flaw in this
We
plan.
can't even use the army to do it.
I've got another idea. Build a giant 40-foot trebuchet on the cliffs of Dover.
Again, it'll take more than a day.
Yeah.
Well, you start the policy, and then it sets it in motion.
Right, okay.
Once you're out of office, right?
I'd nationalise Hope Not Hate.
Mm.
Then I'd put Peter Hitchens in charge of it. I'm like, Peter, what your job is to do what Hope Not Hate did, but to anything you view as being anti-traditional.
This is our state of hate report. Central heating has ruined this country.
Exactly.
And
ban
British
Christopher
Gas are
Hitchens.
declared terrorists.
Closing the
Nationalist.
workhouses ruined this country. Actually, I agree with that.
You've stolen my idea, though. The one I had in my mind was hindering on that causing maximum chaos policy. So just nationalize everything. I would full Soviet Union this place because that collapsed, and I want the collapse. So bring it on.
I like that one in the chat. Josh,
Sort of accelerationist thing.
Yeah, nationalize literally everything.
Nationalise everything, privatise the NHS.
Would you?
Yeah, let's do
Right.
that.
It's just weird because you're still thinking after you come out for the day, then the society will still be collapsing. So you want it to finish it. You don't think you could turn it around in that day.
So I want this whole country to utterly collapse Soviet Union style and then reform itself into something better.
And so you'll just be a big part of accelerating the collapse.
So yeah, nationalizing everything. The people in charge the next day won't be able to resist that kind of joy it gives them. But of course, within a year, this thing will just be ruined. And they'll be out of power. We get some nice, lovely civil war chaos, and then we're back to fixing England.
I'd definitely re-legalise firearms.
oh yeah, that's a good one.
Gun ownership laws, afuera.
There's a good one in the chat saying Josh would super glue pound coins in the middle of the road.
Right.
That's a brilliant idea.
Bastard.
I like that.
You're going to get so many immigrants hit by cars.
I mean,
Exactly.
No, unironically, right? So I'm walking into town earlier, and you know, as you go along and they've got the building works there, so they've got one lane that all the cars are coming down. These two like Somali guys are walking along. One of them's got like a hand trolley or something. And for some reason, he just walks into the road, like doesn't look behind him or anything like that. He just staggers into the road. He's not drunk. And obviously the car behind him's like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm just like looking at him, mate, get out of the road. And he's just like, oh, and it's like, what? You nearly got killed, man. It's like, I appreciate you don't have like safety cars in Somalia, but like,
I've explained this to you before about the third world, is that in Afghanistan, for example, they have the safest drivers on earth because you expect people to not care about the law because there isn't any law. So people will just walk out in front of you and that's fine because you'll stop the car and then drive on.
they've got the best reflexes on earth.
Exactly. But when you can come to a society where people don't need the best reflexes on earth because they've got structure, they'll just run you over.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll be on one of those rainbow crossings so it's legal, as you said.
One of these days.
One of those
Inshallah.
technicalities. Do you know what? I've got some quite moderate ones that could actually be done. I saw a poll the other day that people, they want to nationalise rail on the whole. And we already know people want the death penalty. So I said, look, all the average Brit wants is to get on an on-time train to a good old cathartic public hanging and get back in time for tea, right? That's all they want. So that's what I would bring in immediately. Wouldn't a good old cathartic public hanging or two just really bring this nation together? You know, rather than grooming gang people, whatever it is, systemic, you know, anyone's done things to children, systemic rape or something like that.
I thought,
Good old
this is what
public
my
hanging.
manifesto is going to be.
Yeah, right, it's just Carl's like actual program, but you might not make it in a reform.
I thought you were
part.
going more on the lines of death by rail. I just like line
Obsessed with rail, aren't you? Oh, he's a different type of rail.
You're the one talking about rail.
Okay.
Yeah, like tied up women on the rail.
Oh yeah, sorry, I did start with rail. You're right, and that's just to get to the hang. That's just like, let's get that working. That's very moderate. You know, get just good old get your train. It gets on time. You go and watch the public hanging. You have a little clap at the end, and you know, it's just that's basically Britain a few years ago is what I'm describing, isn't it?
It's not
like
very
the 50s or something. It's very moderate.
It's not very family friendly to have the execution by train, is it?
Hey, no, that's just you're getting on the. I'm just saying what people want to do.
No. If you'd taken Rory's advice,
suddenly
first
on the tracks.
No, but suddenly I sort of an anti-death penalty because I don't really want to see that. A nice hanging is fair enough.
But it's also over very quickly. You just get a red paste, red mist, and then it's done.
Yeah, that's gross.
I mean, the Indians do it, don't they?
What?
Not seeing all the videos in
voluntarily.
India?
I don't think it's a form of execution. I think it's accidental.
Well, it's
natural selections form of execution.
some kind of like, I don't know, entertainment for them because they just film themselves all the time on train tracks.
Have seen a fair few videos of them getting hit by trains, falling around. It's kind of horrifying.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
There's a massive spate at the moment of just Indians filming themselves get run over by trains. It's really weird.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's really weird.
This is going to be the next superpower, I'm told, after China.
Weird when you've got 1 billion people in your country, suddenly your personal view of your own life becomes very blasé.
Yeah.
To watch the full video, please become a premium member at lotuseaters.com.